जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Everyone. Hare Rama, Hare. We need to make up for the missing people. Rama, Rama,
Hare Hare.
one more time. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One more. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Radha Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha
Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Take a deep breath. Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Before we begin, I want to welcome all of you. Some of the faces I'm seeing after a long time. I'll request all Matajis to be on this side if possible, and all the Prabhus can be on this side. Those of you who are coming for the first time or coming after a long time, this session may be a little too deep, but don't worry. Next week onwards, we'll have lighter sessions. So please don't be overwhelmed if some things don't make sense in today's session. If you don't agree and if you have very strong opposition for some of what we are going to share, please don't show any physical force on me. If you are a little more patient, I'm sure we will answer all your questions. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Bal Mukund Prabhu. He is my good friend, and he and Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu, both of them, will be helping all of us go through. While we have one batch for the new batch classes here, they kindly agreed to help with the Gita summary sessions in the garage. So we'll welcome them with a big Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So once we get to switch on this TV and figure out how to connect to the laptop, we will get started with Mangalachan prayers. Remote, I don't know. You should keep it track of remote. We only see on Saturdays. find the remote after all. Treasure hunt. Some game today?
Screen share? I just do screen share. On the
This is
laptop.
Windows, but somehow.
It's connected to HDMI, right? So from your laptop you can mirror your laptop. Select the input to HDMI. Select the input to HDMI.
Shyamukumari Devdasi, maybe you have to step in here.
Technical support.
We'll try the wireless remote thing. It's not here. And then try wireless connection. Did you try something? Uh-oh. Okay, while we wait for this, we'll take a moment to situate ourselves here and see if we have any reflections for 2026. Some of you couldn't make it, so we will, while they figure this out, would any of you like to share how is your 2026 began? We have a second mic somewhere. Please keep it short so we can get more reflections in. What are the plans? How is 2026 looking like? Beginning of the 2026, you shouldn't be so low on confidence. Come on. February mid is when 85% of the people go. So January first week, second week, we are still on. Please search for a little more, maybe in some corner. Can you search behind the harmony?
Then you can do it from your laptop.
You're connecting your laptop through HDMI cable, right? Yep.
Oh, we are trying the remote.
Then you just select the
Wireless connection is not good.
HDMI to go to settings.
Oh, let's do that. Bro.
Yeah, now select the input and change that to
HP default. Now go to input.
input, select HDMI.
Okay. Good.
There you go.
All right. I think we will get it this time.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience. No?
HDMI one.
Maybe HDMI 2.
Let's try this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Prabhu, it is here.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Haribo. Okay, the long wait is over finally. So we'll begin with Mangalacharan prayers. Let us do this together. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurum Shri Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. So if you are not sitting against wall, please feel free to move forward. So please come forward so that people who come later will have more space. We'll give a quick recap. All of you hopefully remember what we were discussing, what we discussed. Five weeks ago, I think. Let's see. So we will try a recap of what we were discussing, and then we will get to today's session. So we answered these two questions in one of our earlier sessions. Are all paths same? Some people have this understanding. Doesn't matter, wherever you go, ultimately you will go back to God. Anyone would like to share what we discussed? Are all paths same? Yes or no? No? Okay. Sakshi Mataji is with more conviction, so we will hear from her. Anything you remember in that connection? Second mic, wherever that may be.
So in that regard, I remember that slide where there was a hill and there were various paths to track to the top. But some of the paths were just lost in between and people were not able to reach. That person cannot reach to top because that is somewhere in between. So that was the image I had in my mind, that all paths are not same.
That is nice, very nice. Haribo. We were discussing in this connection how some people say our path is the only path. Jesus is the only way to God. It's good to have that type of faith for them so that they don't shop around for too long, commit to a path. But we must understand those statements in proper context. Otherwise, there will be confusion. You will think, ISKCON people are saying this is the best way, and Christians are saying this is the only way. So, the other is the other extreme. Some people saying this is the only way. Other people say everything will lead to the same path. This is a courtesy of Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, who beautifully explains these. And then he was explaining how not all paths lead to the same destination. Some of them may take you up, some of them may take you just in circles, and some of them may even take you down. So, yeah. Okay, anything else? Anyone remembers? I'm going to quickly go through this so you'll probably remember. Okay, anything else you remember? We have many religions. We were discussing why so many religions. Any thoughts, comments? Why do so many religions exist in the world? Is there one God or many gods? First question. One God? Sure. Then how do I see Ganeshji, Kartikeya, so many deities? In India, every street has... Who are they? Demigods. You don't hear this word outside ISKCON. First time people are demigod. What is demigod? Who is a demigod? We will have men answer this time. Anyone would like to share your thoughts? Who is a demigod? Okay, please pass on the mic to Rameshkar.
They take care of specific areas. That's what I remember.
So the universe is like a company with various roles, and demigods are like departmental heads. We have SVPs, VPs, like that. So demigods are like that, taking care of departmental duties of their own department. Okay, very nice. We'll give points for Rameshkar. Haribol. But are you all convinced that there is only one Supreme?
Yes.
If there are two Supremes, who is the Supreme among them? Naturally, of course. We will, when we eventually get to Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita discussions, we will talk about Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva later. But for the question about why do so many religions exist? If there is only one God, why do we have so many religions? We discussed few examples, analogies.
I think it's like class in a school, like class 1 grades, basically elementary, middle, and high school. So, like other religions, Christianity and Islam, they allow eating meat, all those. So it is depending on their level of consciousness. So they'll be allowed to eat that. And in Hinduism, again, there are also different levels of consciousness, bhakti.
Haribol will give points to Rameshkar. depending on the level of people, different scriptures and different religions exist. But people who are addicted to meat eating, if you tell them no meat eating, no onion, no garlic, every day you do these rules and regulations, you eat only after doing all these pujas and all that, they'll be like, too much for me, I can't do it. Crazy people, I will not do anything. But to encourage people who are in lower levels of consciousness, there are substandard religion, at least to uplift them to a higher standard eventually. So, very nice. But then we were also discussing essence of all religion is same. If you study those, the ISKCON has devotees from Christianity, Muslim, Judaism, all types of religions. So this is tested time and again. All religions say Supreme is one. God is one. There is only one Supreme Personality of Godhead. And every living entity has an eternal relationship with Him. And the primary duty of everyone is to serve the Supreme. So there is no confusion. Oh, Christianity says like this, Muslim or Quran says like this. No confusion like that. So all of them agree on these principles. And the goal of human form of life is to not to go to Disneyland and enjoy, but is to develop love for God, is to purify our consciousness so that we can get over lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, and eventually be able to develop love for God, including love for all living entities as well. And this is a very beautiful thing. Amazing. When I first heard about this surprised me. That I thought only in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita we hear about in Kali Yuga the best way to get to God is through chanting. But this is emphasized in Quran and even in Bible as well. So all religion emphasize chanting the names of the Supreme as the primary means of self-realization and God realization. So these are all the commonalities. So quite interesting. I will not give the details. So those of you who missed, please watch the previous sessions. And as Ramesh Garu was alluding to, so we hear maybe in first grade, second grade, 5 minus 2, kids are able to say 3. You ask them 2 minus 5, like crazy. 2, how can I take 5 apples from 2 apples? Not possible. So these are higher levels of math. So just as math has so many levels, so similarly spiritual realizations also have multiple levels. So this is the great example. And then we were also discussing this analogy, if you remember. If you see Christianity and other religions in the world, they have the basics. Treat your neighbor as thyself. Thou shalt not kill. Things like that. Don't kill other animals or other beings. Be truthful. Don't have illicit relations. These type of basic things are there in different parts of religion. And we were comparing that some of these religions are like a pocket dictionary. The most commonly used words are there in the pocket dictionary. But if you want to find advanced words, if you are preparing for GRE, I don't know how many of you prepared for then you would have to use the Webster Mega Dictionary. There you will find all details. Here you will hear God is in heaven, but not much details. But when we read about Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll see how he is walking, what he is wearing peacock feather on the left side, right side, how he is tying his... every minute detail about God is precisely explained. And we were discussing how if you are getting married, I mean all of you are already married, but let's say imagine 20 years ago, your parents proposed, hey, we found you a girl or guy, hopefully, and then we want you to marry them. And they tell, all I can tell you is they have 2 hands, 1 nose, probably 2 eyes. And you would be a little scared. I want to see them. I want to talk to them. I want to understand who that person is before I can commit to them. How can I commit to them for 30, 40 years without knowing about them? And we were discussing that is true in spiritual life also. How can you give your life to somebody without knowing who that person is? What are their qualities? So all these books over the new year, this is one of our project. We wanted to get all Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita here. Is very detailed descriptions of the spiritual world and the wonderful relationship that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has with His devotees. So when we read those, then we'll feel, oh wow, this person looks interesting. I also want to have a nice, wonderful relationship with him and the devotees. So. Okay, so that's the summary of our previous session. Any comments, questions before we move on? We have two experts here. Any questions you have, we will request one of them to answer. We have 4 minutes. Going once, twice. Alright, we will get into today's session. I was mentioning earlier, if you are coming after a long time, today's session may be a little heavy. You chose the wrong session to come back. But we are grateful that you are here. Please stay. We have nice prasadam later. Prabhu's cooked. So, what are we planning to discuss today? Here are the few things. And I'll try to cover over the next 40 minutes or so. Some people ask, can I read Shastra on my own? Can I read Bhagavad Gita on my own? Vedas on my own? And become spiritual, become a perfected being. So we'll hear about that. We're going to read one of the beautiful verse and purport from Bhagavad Gita. We haven't done that much. Sundaranand Prabhu was suggesting the other day, Prabhu, we should read Prabhupada purports. I agree with him. It's whenever we get an opportunity, I think we will do that. So we're going to discuss few more things. Material guru versus a spiritual guru. What is the difference? And the different types of guru and how to choose a guru. And we'll share few stories in connection to some of these. Is it okay? Can I read or just watch YouTube to get all my knowledge? I have a playlist, Bhagavad Gita playlist, Bhagavatam playlist, Vedas playlist. Can I read on my own, hear independently and become spiritual? No? Yes, sir. Possible? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Online?
Yeah.
Yes. Here is a quote. He who is his own guru has a fool as his disciple. We'll explain why. Like for example, you have some disease and you like strawberry flavor and you go to CVS or Walgreens. You see, wow, this tonic has strawberry flavor. Maybe this tonic will cure my disease. You buy it and bring it home and drink, right? That's how you do it. Anytime you have a disease, is that the way we do it? No? Just as we go to doctor, the doctor will recommend, depending on the seriousness of our disease, of our condition. You may say, yeah, maybe tonic is fine or tablets or an injection. If the disease is very advanced, he may give us maybe even shock treatment to, if we are spiritually, materially dead, he may give us shock treatments. Similarly, Guru may give us shock treatment if we are spiritually dead also sometimes. But very rarely though. Because none of us can take that. So usually, because they are so compassionate, just as a mother hides the tablet in some sweet, he says, you eat this sweet. And the child, I love this sweet. And then they eat this, very nice. So, spiritual teachers are also compassionate and intelligent. So they trick us like that. But rarely, when it is needed, sometimes people misunderstand that spiritualists don't become angry. They think that, no, spiritualists should always be peaceful. Everything happens like this. But that's not true. Anger can be used in service of God. Sometimes it's needed. Even, for example, raising a child. spare a stick, spoil the child, they say. So it's needed. I mean, it's not that always you take a stick around and so when it's needed, we use it. There is a very beautiful story of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. 500 years ago, he was going to Vrindavan, and when he came to Vrindavan, there lived one Sanodiya Brahmana, and Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy as he was traveling. So many people got attracted to Sankirtan movement, and they were also coming and dancing with him. But there is one personality, this Sanodiya Brahmana, who is particularly attracted to Mahaprabhu, and he was also dancing in ecstasy. And Mahaprabhu noticed him, and he went to him, and he saw that the Sanodiya Brahmana was crying in ecstasy as he was chanting. So he asked, "Who are you? And how come you have such wonderful taste in chanting of the holy names?" So Sanodiya Brahmana said, "I am a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, who is actually Mahaprabhu's grand spiritual master, you can say. Spiritual master. And Sanodiya Brahmana invited Mahaprabhu to come and take prasadam at his home. But he said, many years, 500 years ago, the caste system was very rampant. So he said, Sanodiya Brahmana said to Mahaprabhu, that Mahaprabhu, I am in a low caste Brahmana. So within Brahmanas also apparently there were different levels. So if you take prasadam at my home, people will criticize you. So I will give the ingredients to your servant, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, and then he will cook for you. Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, why is that?" And then he explained that because I don't want others to criticize you, that's why I'm suggesting this. So then Mahaprabhu said, "But you said Madhavendra Puri used to visit your home and he would take prasadam at your home." And Sanodiya Brahmana said, "Yes, because my spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri, is such a merciful personality. He came to my home and he accepted prasadam at my home." And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells a very beautiful verse in this connection, which answers our question. We will, in the interest of time, we will not read this verse, but this is the translation. If someone can please read. Sumit Prabhu.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "Dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized man or person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajans advocate."
I'll do latest English translation, if it wasn't very clear to you. For example, in ancient times, for you to be recognized as a Muni is like to get a PhD. In PhD, I don't know, some of you might be, are you doing PhD? No, you masters, okay. PhD means you must, I know Ram Swarup Prabhu did PhD, right Mataji? PhD means you have to find something that nobody else found. Only then you will get PhD. So this Muni title will be conferred upon somebody who screwed out a different meaning from Shastra. But simply by studying Vedas, one cannot understand the path, the conclusions of Shastra. That's what this verse is telling. Where are the truths hidden? The truth is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person like Srila Prabhupada. Only when they reveal can we actually clearly understand the conclusions of Shastra. Otherwise we read this verse is saying like this verse is saying like this. Which verse is right? And we will choose according to our own comfort. I think this verse is right. I will follow this verse. that doesn't work. So it is mentioned there is a triangle. Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Guru is someone who gives instructions. Sadhu is someone who lives the Shastra, which can be the Guru, but can be more than the Guru also. There are many advanced Vaishnavas. Through their example we can learn. Through the instructions of Guru we can understand what is the conclusion, and Shastra can clearly tell us. So it's a triangulation. So all these three together give us the conclusive proof of what we should do. So the Guru doesn't tell something out of what's not in Shastra. Guru will tell what is in Shastra, but he will tell specifically those things that are particularly applicable for our time, place, circumstance. So can I read and watch YouTube to learn? Possibly not. Maybe we may gain knowledge, and it's recommended, of course. I also watch classes on YouTube. We were eating Prashadam today and I was watching S.P. Keshav Swamaraj's class on YouTube. But that alone will not cut it. Because we will see why. So the Vedic process of learning, just as modern education, if you want to become a doctor, you have stomachache, appendicitis. You go to doctor. Doctor says, oh, I used to be a barber in my previous profession. I can remove your appendicitis. I have watched 100 videos how to operate and remove appendicitis. What will you do? Immediately run away from there. So just as we would like to have a doctor who is authorized, who practiced under other authorized doctors, supervised by them, have done some surgeries under their supervision, have perfected to some extent, and then they are qualified to be called as doctors. That is the type of doctor we would like to go to. So just as a simple material education of being a doctor, which you can get maybe 30-40 years if you scram a lot of knowledge, it's possible to become a doctor. It may be possible actually for someone to watch YouTube and maybe just by heart books to become a good doctor also. But spiritual knowledge cannot be scrammed. It's mentioned Shastras are also people. They reveal according to the mood of the person who is reading them. And so it's not easy to get to the essence unless we follow the authorized process. Just as we have authorized scholars, we have the parampara. Anytime you hear somebody saying, I am a self-made guru, I don't need anybody else. Just as you run away from that barber turned doctor, you should immediately run away from them. You should immediately switch off. I am sorry, I am not interested in your mental speculation. See, however fascinating it may sound, wow, very interesting presentation. They may only take us in the wrong path. Better we don't watch unauthorized. If they are not in parampara, however interesting they may present something, better we don't hear. And professors are someone who is trained under somebody, and authorized books like the Bhagavad Gita and other Shastras. Here is a story with a moral lesson. Many centuries ago, there lived a young man and he wanted to learn Kung Fu. So he found the best master of Kung Fu. Can I request some of you to move forward if you are not against the wall? Please come all the way to the front, please. All the way to the front, all the way. I'm a vegetarian. Okay. Many centuries ago, one person, he wanted to learn Kung Fu. So he found the best Kung Fu master there is in all of China. And he went to him. And he asked, can you please teach me Kung Fu? The master looked at him and he said, hey, you don't have a hand. How am I going to teach you? But the student, he said, no, I am really interested in learning. Please please teach me Kung Fu. So the master said, all right. And he taught him a move. And he said, go home, practice it, come back tomorrow. He went home, practiced, came back. The teacher looked at him and he said, do more practice. Same move, continue. And he kept practicing like that for a week. The rest of his students under that master, they kept learning and moved on to different moves. It has been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The master kept telling him, just practice this move. 1 month, 2 months, 8 months passed, and the master did not teach him a second move. The student was thinking, maybe I am too bad. But he had faith in his guru. He said, all right. And he kept practicing. And after 8 months, the master enrolled many of his students in a championship. Surprisingly, even this student was enrolled in that championship, which surprised him. He thought, wow, I only know one move. How am I going to participate in a championship? How am I going to win? I mean, let alone forget about winning. How will I survive? But the master told him, don't worry. Just whatever move I taught you, just execute that move. So he went to the first game, executed the move. Surprisingly, within 1 minute, he won that round. He won that game. He thought, wow. And he went to the second game. Within 1 minute, he executed the move, had the opponent on the floor, and he won again. And like that, he kept winning, and he went to the finals. But the final opponent is very strong. The final opponent was never defeated in the past. And this student, he was worried. Hey, all I know is only one move. I'm going to be dead, he thought. But the teacher told him, just continue. This is many centuries ago, so no TVs, no replays and all that. So, this student went to the final and he executed the move that he has been practicing for 8 months. And he had the opponent on the floor again and won the championship. And everybody erupted in celebration. But this student was still in confusion. He was thinking, how did I win the championship? So he got the cup. And as they were going home, he asked his master, Master, I don't understand. You only taught me one move. How did I win? Then the master told him, look, you don't have a hand. The move I taught you has a counter move. But that counter move requires the opponent to hold your right hand to bring you down. But because you have practiced so well for so many months, you have become master at executing this move. And by the time the opponent has realized what move you are executing, he had literally no time. And even if he was able to figure out, he is not able to execute the opposite move because you don't have a right hand. So that is how you won the championship. Then he understood that faith in Guru. Of course, we must first find an appropriate Guru. There are some qualifications for Guru also. But once we find an appropriate personality, faith in Guru is very essential. Very beautiful verse. Yashya deve para bhakte yata deve tata guru tasyaite katita hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. It is mentioned only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in Guru and the Lord and the spiritual master, are all the imports of the Vedic knowledge are revealed. So, of course, we don't have blind faith, nor do we encourage blind doubt. We want reasonable faith, and that faith will increase. Just as, for example, as you are walking, Let's say you're walking at night, dark, pitch dark. You don't know whether it's a water puddle or road. So you touch it, check whether, oh yeah, it looks like hard enough. Then you transfer all the weight and then move like that. So faith is also like that. Faith needs to be cultivated. Here is the verse I promised. We will repeat this verse. I think this is one of our memorization verses. I'll take help from any of you who are willing to recite this verse and we will repeat after them. Anyone? Any takers? Okay. We have Rupal Mataji won the bidding competition. We will get you mic. Rupal Mataji will recite the verse and we'll all repeat after her.
Hare Krishna. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena
We will one line at a time.
Tadvidhi pranipatena
Tadvidhi
pariprasnena sevaya Upadeshyanti te gnanam Gnaninastattadarsinah Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Tattva Darshinaha. They have seen the truth, so they can impart that knowledge onto you. This verse mentions about three things. One must approach a spiritual master and ask submissive inquiries. And third, render service. These are the three ingredients needed to acquire spiritual knowledge. We must first approach a bona fide spiritual master with submissive inquiries and menial service. Those are the three things. We will read Prabhupada purport and we will pause every few or so and then we'll reflect. Can I request Lady Deepika, can you please read this?
The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises
This is,
us-
by the way, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, who beautifully summarizes. It's a jam-packed purport. You will realize this, those who have been reading Bhagavad Gita will appreciate Prabhupada purports. Venuji, after reading for a few months, he read other versions of Bhagavad Gita. He gave one of the best compliments. He said, Prabhupada purports, Prabhupada translations are the best he has seen, he said. They are so clear, but they are so deep. It's amazing actually. They're simple, but at the same time very deep. So, all glory to Srila Prabhupada for revealing this spiritual knowledge to us. Otherwise, in America, sitting in the Bay Area, how can we even imagine discussing Bhagavad Gita? So, please, okay, with that gratitude, let's start reading again.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplinic cessation from the Lord Himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplinic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in this disciplinic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharmam tu sat bhagavad pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path.
Haribo. Haribo. Prabhupada, when he translated Bhagavad Gita, by the time he did, he mentions there are more than 600 translations of Bhagavad Gita. So, he thought about which name to give for his version of Bhagavad Gita. and he called it Bhagavad Gita as it is. We tell people Bhagavad Gita as it is means whatever Krishna told, Prabhupada wrote. Please don't keep it as it is. Prabhupada writes in the introduction, he says, if there is any contribution that I have given to this Bhagavad Gita, it is that I have presented it as Acharyas have given it. I have not added anything or nor have I subtracted anything. So that is the beauty of a Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, we will have one more person. Whoever.
What would you like to do?
Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige, satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master in the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submissions constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective.
Very beautiful. I remember highlighting this entire purport. Such a beautiful point. So, Prabhupada is mentioning here, one must serve the spiritual master as a menial servant. As soon as I hear the word menial, one story comes to my mind, which I think I put here. Okay, this is a personality named Narottam Das Thakur. He's an illustrious Acharya in our Guru Parampara. This was maybe 480 years ago. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that there is going to be a devotee named Narottam who is going to take birth, and he's going to have love of Godhead in his heart, and he's going to write books that feel like nectar, and he's going to spread Krishna consciousness. He predicted all of this, and eventually Narottam Das Thakur took birth. He took birth in a very wealthy family. He had all riches, but he was not attracted to any of them from childhood. Eventually, as he grew up, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in his dream, and he recommended that he go to Vrindavan and take initiation from his spiritual master, Lokanath Goswami. But Lokanath Goswami, by this time, he is old already, and he decided he will not take any devotees, any disciples. So Narottam Das Thakur traveled all the way from Bengal, West Bengal, back then, no trains, only walking through forests. He went to Vrindavan and he met Lokanath Goswami Maharaj, fell at his feet and he begged, please accept me as your disciple. And he explained who he is, who Narottam Das Thakur is. And Lokanath Goswami heard about Narottam Das Thakur from Mahaprabhu and other devotees. He said, wow, you are that Narottam. Mahaprabhu directly gave you love of Godhead already. I cannot take you as my disciple. You're a son of a great king. Narottam Das Thakur, very beautiful. I was reading this story. He said, I am the most fallen. I am attracted to small material things. I have no tinge of love for God. I have no tinge of love for God. I am not a spiritual person. I am the most fallen person. Please kindly accept me as your disciple and give me your mercy. Give me some guidance. Lokanath Goswami Maharaj, he said, no, I cannot take you. And for 1 year, Lokanath Goswami, he said, no, I will not give you. But for 1 year, Narottam Das Thakur decided that to please Lokanath Goswami, every day in the morning, Lokanath Goswami would go for nature call. Back then, no bathrooms, so they would go on the road. So Lokanath Goswami would go for nature call, and then he would go to Yamuna to take bath, and then he would come back and do his sadhana around maybe 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, 2:30, 3, 4, something like that. But for 1 year, he would go attend to the nature's call, but he would see that this entire place that he was going for nature's call is completely clean. And he was thinking, how is that possible? I have evacuated here yesterday. And then he kept wondering for a year, and after a year he thought, something is going on here. So after a year, one day, instead of going at 3:30 as per his usual schedule, he went ahead of time at 2:30 and hid behind the bushes. And he saw Narottam Das Thakur, who again is a great devotee already. He is crying in ecstasy every time he would chant. Mahaprabhu predicted his descent. He is the son of a king, very wealthy, very knowledgeable. But this Narottam, with his bare hands, he was cleaning the excretion of his to-be spiritual master, and he was crying in ecstasy, grateful for the opportunity to serve his spiritual master. And looking at this, Lokanath Goswami Maharaj's heart melted. That wow. And then the next day he called Narottam Das Thakur, and then he gave. Mahaprabhu also in his heart revealed to him that now is the time, please give him initiation. Then he gave initiation to Narottam Das Thakur. So this is what menial service means. Menial service means there is no position per se. What? Senior Vice President at Google. Spirituality doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So, in fact, Kunti Maharani, there is that beautiful prayer. How does it begin? We will refer to, where is our Naivarahati abhidhatum vai tvam akinchana gochara. How does it begin, Prabhu? Kunti Maharani prayer. Janmaishwarya shutashi bher yedamano madapuman Naivarahati abhidhatum vai tvam akinchana gocharam. When someone has high birth, lot of knowledge, beauty, wealth, education, they become proud, it seems. I am something. I know a lot. And Kunti Maharani is saying, for those type of people, they cannot call out to God from their heart. Full surrender is not possible. Even in the story of Draupadi, you might know that Draupadi first asked all her husbands. Then she asked everybody in the assembly, please help me. And then holding with one hand, she was calling out to Krishna, Govinda, please help. Then also Krishna didn't come. It is mentioned only when she put both her hands up, then she realized, I have no strength to say, stop this Dushashan and all these other useless fools. She realized and she raised both her hands, and then only Krishna appeared, it seems. So sometimes Krishna demands full surrender like that. So that is of course a very high standard of surrender. Krishna in most cases will not give any of those tests for us. So God gives only the test that we can pass only. And Prabhupada continues here. He says, blind following and absurd enquiries are not recommended. Sometimes people, Prabhupada once was giving a class in New York, 26 Second Avenue. So he came, drug addicted person, he came. Prabhupada was giving class. Suddenly in the middle of the class, he got up. He said, Swamiji, can you see God? Prabhupada, that wasn't the topic, so he said, I'll answer, please sit down. But he is not satisfied. No, please first tell me, can you see God? There was a picture of Krishna on the back wall. Prabhupada said, yes, but you are coming in the middle. Please sit down. I can see God, but you are coming in the middle. Please sit down. So absurd inquiries are also not recommended. So we must understand, okay, I have this question. How is this question going to help me in my spiritual journey? So, and there are 4 authorized Vaishnava Sampradayas that are, you can join any of these 4. So just as we have only few authorized colleges, of course government actively shoots down any college that is not following proper standard. Unfortunately in Kali Yuga there is no such shooting down of spiritual organizations who don't follow any standard. But we must be careful not to be cheated. So these are the 4 Sampradayas. Venuji was asking in one of the previous session that Lord Brahma is the head of the Sampradaya, but he is telling the same truths, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only way of spiritual realization. Same is Lakshmi Ji. Lakshmi Ji is still saying Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the parampara started from her. Like that. So Lord Shiva is also telling Krishna is the Supreme Personality and 4 Kumaras. So these are the 4 main acharyas who have taken these 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas to the next level. We fall under Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. So that lineage, of course, it's like a tree. Of course, naturally one spiritual master will have many disciples. Those will have many more disciples like that. And this is our picture. Starting with Krishna, Brahma, Narada Muni, like that. Of course, that's not the full picture. For example, Madhvacharya, he meditated in Himalayas many centuries later and did get instruction directly from Vyasadeva, it is mentioned. And then the entire parampara is like that. I was mentioning about Madhavendra Puri earlier, a story of Madhavendra Puri and Ishvara Puri and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishna came and then he accepted. Of course, we know Lord Sri Ram, when he came, he also accepted a spiritual master. Krishna, he accepted Sandipani Muni as his spiritual master. So even Lord Chaitanya accepted a spiritual master, like that. So the Guru Parampara goes like that. You see Narottam Das Thakur, number 26 on this line. And you will see Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidya Bhushan. There are many more. It's a succinct. And Srila Prabhupada is 50 years ago. And of course, the Guru Parampara continues. As you can see, my beloved spiritual master, whom I am remembering and praying today to give me some realizations in this matter, is one of the very prominent spiritual masters. And of course, there are many more. We are also very fortunate that His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, who is an exemplary disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he reads, Srila Vaisheshika Prabhu reads this books you see, from that blue book to that violet book, the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18 books. He reads all those books, every page, in a year. In 1 year, he reads through that entire book. And he has been doing this for more than 50 years. So, and today morning he was mentioning, different things are powered by different things. Sometimes you will see on laptop, it used to have powered by Intel, like that. So he was mentioning, powered by Japa. He is powered by Bhagavatam. He is a wonderful personality. He is also initiating spiritual master, like that. Very quickly, spiritual guru versus material guru. This is true. Even for material education, we must first be respectful to guru. Only then actually mercy flows downwards. So if you think, I know already, he is not teaching me much, then we will not certainly learn anything. What to speak of material education? Now spiritual education, this is much more deeper. We were discussing during our spiritual retreat. We must be especially more grateful to spiritual teachers because Brahmande Brahmite Kon Bhagyavanji. We have been roaming in this material world, every nook and corner. You may be thinking in US I have not been to many places. No, you have been to every place in this material world. Forget about America. All the 14 planetary systems, you have been to every nook and corner. Every possible variety of enjoyment we have already tried. But still we are not satisfied. So, only by Bhagyavanji, only a fortunate soul receives the mercy to receive spiritual knowledge. So we are very fortunate actually. Somehow, as I mentioned, Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, what business does he have to leave Vrindavan to come here? Just so that he can uplift fallen conditioned souls of this world. I thought I'll play a short video of Prabhupada speaking. Possible.
Swami, the Lord Krishna is showing Vishwaswarup.
Yeah.
So can you show me something about like Vishwaswarup?
You are.
So one person is asking, Lord Krishna is showing Vishwarup. Can you also show Vishwarup? Like that they were asking Prabhupada.
Am I Krishna? Why are you asking foolishly? That means you do not know Krishna. You are thinking me as Krishna. That you are foolish man.
No, I'm not saying you are Krishna.
Then why are you asking me so, Vishwarup?
Vishwaswarup because
Vishwaswarup will be shown by Krishna, not by not Krishna. I am not Krishna.
No, I'm not saying you are Krishna, but you are something about.
I am Krishna's servant. What Krishna says, I am carrying. That's why. That is my position. I am pure. When the pure delivers 1,000 rupees or shillings to you, it is not his money. The money is paid by somebody. But I honestly deliver to you.
But Krishna is not giving you power.
Yeah.
So you can't.
So I am not so much powerful that I can show the visual. He has given me this power that you go and speak to the foolish rascals that I am powerful. That is my power. I can say to you that Krishna is Bhagavan. That's I never become equal to Krishna.
Haribo! Very nice. Also, Guru is very compassionate. Of course, there's so many beautiful pastimes. Guru, their mercy, their compassion knows no bounds. This is one thing we will see. We are inspired by many such examples. When we look at them, we are thinking, oh God, we are not doing much. And that is the standard they set. There is one particular story I was recently reading. There is one devotee, Yamuna Mataji, very popular within ISKCON. She wrote cookbook. Her sister, Janaki. So after few years being in Krishna consciousness, she came to Prabhupada, dressed in Western clothes, and she said, Prabhupada, I don't want to stay. I want to leave ISKCON. Prabhupada started crying. He said, we have the best philosophy. We have the best prasadam. We have the best devotees. Please stay. But she couldn't understand. And she left. And Yamuna Mataji was mentioning, when she saw Prabhupada cry, she couldn't hold her tears. And she says, every time I remember this picture, and I'm thinking, how merciful is Srila Prabhupada. Once Prabhupada was traveling on train. So the Prabhupada said, can you please make something for me? So in the train they don't carry any combustible and things like that. So the disciples went, I think Yamuna Mataji and possibly Malati Mataji. These are another wonderful devotee. So they went to the carriage where they cook and they asked, can you please allow us to cook for our spiritual master? They said, no, we cannot allow anybody and everybody to cook. And she started crying, oh, if I am not able to serve my spiritual master, the only instruction he gave me was to cook something and feed him. He has given his blood and sweat to bring me to this level. If I am not able to serve him, what is the use of my life? If you don't give me cooking facility, I'm going to jump off this train and die. And they became scared. He will say, no, we will give you. And then she made such wonderful prasadam. They fed them also eventually. Later, after Prabhupada, they gave prasadam to her also. So this is a reciprocal. The Guru shows love and compassion. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, we read in Prabhupada Leelamrita, Prabhupada, the first initiation that he gave, which means he is the Guru and they are the disciples. But the disciples were so lackluster and relaxed and they didn't know any rules. For the initiation, they came couple of hours before the initiation. They came, they sat down. Prabhupada made all the arrangements. Prabhupada made prasadam for them, cooked for them, many hours. Nobody even cared to ask, do you need any help? And Prabhupada gave initiations to them. And they took prasadam. They thought, wow, this is a joyful celebration. They had nice kirtan, prasadam, and they left. They left their plates like that without cleaning anything. They left, and Prabhupada cleaned after them, picked up all their plates, and whatever remaining prasadam he ate. And he did like this many times. And eventually, one person asked, Prabhupada, we never saw you eating. Would you like me to serve you? And then Prabhupada said, I'm waiting for you to ask. And Prabhupada, he would eat prasadam last. This is a wonderful story. Prabhupada, he's 70-year-old. As you get older, it's not so easy to hold your bowel movement. But he was so exemplary, so tolerant, so patient, so loving, that when disciples were standing in line to take bath in the morning, Prabhupada would also stand in the line. And the disciples were so far out, they could not even think of any of this. So Prabhupada would stand in line and they would peacefully stand and they would all use the restroom, and then Prabhupada would use. Only much later they realized, hey Prabhupada, would you like to use the restroom first? And then they eventually begin to understand that, okay, we must serve our spiritual teachers. So, when we think about Srila Prabhupada and his sacrifices, then you feel obligated. You are thinking, okay, what am I doing? Nothing. What is my tolerance? Nothing. What is my service? Nothing. I do little, I put, curry leaves on top of something and say, I made the dish. So we do very little, and then, so we must deeply think about this. Our own spiritual progress will be very much dependent on some of these aspects we're discussing. There is also, you know what is Jupiter called? In Telugu I know, I think Hindi also. Do you know what it is called? Jupiter planet? Guru. Do you know why it's called Guru? It's a fascinating thing. Many centuries ago, even before the modern science could figure out that Guru or Jupiter is the largest planet in solar system. Is it not only the largest planet, but is also heaviest planet? Our ancient people, they call it Guru because they know it is heavy. So Guru also means heavy. So sometimes Guru is like that. So there is okay, in the interest of time I'll skip. But sometimes Guru, they have to be heavy for the betterment of disciples. So, and respecting Guru, there is a verse in Nectar of Instruction which mentions about there are different levels of people, different levels of devotees. Mentions about Kanishta Adhikari or Kanishta devotee, lower level of devotee. He sees God only in deity form. So he can only respect them. Other living entities, he mostly feels a disturbance. This person doesn't speak well. This person speaks too much. This person always complains. This person doesn't. So like that. They only see God. So most of us, we begin there. When we go to temple, we see God only in deity form. We are not able to recognize them in other living entities. We are not able to recognize them in other advanced Vaishnavas also. So Nectar of Instruction mentions for such type of persons, Kanishtadhikaris, because they are Vaishnavas, because they are chanting the names of Vishnu, we must offer our respects to them still in our mind. But second level of devotees are Madhyamadhikaris, someone whose faith is very fixed up, who can see God not only in deity form but as Paramatma in every living entity, and who is Pakka in Shastra, who are able to understand the essence of the Shastra. For them, it is mentioned, we must offer our obeisances, Dandavat pranams to them, and offer our obeisances to them. And then the highest level is Uttamadhikari, Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama. Uttamadhikari is someone who is a pure devotee of the Lord. He has completely realized the Shastra, and not only that, as he chants, he feels ecstasy in his heart. So when we very, very rare, when we find these type of people, we must not only offer our complete obeisances to them, but we must humbly serve them as much as possible. So, as you find people, for example, sometimes we see Sundaranand Prabhu coming, Srivas Pandit Prabhu coming, these are all advanced Vaishnavas. Vaishishik Prabhu is like the third category. So when we see them, we must not only offer obeisances, but we must humbly menial service. You see, many times there is one CTO in our ISKCON. There is a chief technology officer. I didn't know actually. For many years, he would be at the gate guiding cars. They're telling you, no, parking is full. And he would bring, Vaishish Prabhu would come out and he would bring the chapel to him. So only later, his English is so refined. So I asked him, Prabhu, what do you do? You speak so eloquently. I have some small job. And somebody else told me, Prabhu, he is a CTO of a nice company. I said, wow. That's when I understood. This is menial service. No false ego, no arrogance. Complete humility. Only those type of people get the mercy there. We also hear the story of Markandeya Rishi. You know how many years Markandeya Rishi lived? Any guesses? He lived for the entire day of Brahma, which is 44 billion years. That's his boon that was given to Markandeya Rishi. He's called Chiranjeeva. There are different levels of Chiranjeeva. But Markandeya Rishi was a Chiranjeeva for the entire day of Brahma. So he saw 1,000 Chaturyugas. So this Markandeya Rishi, do you know who is the father of Vyasadeva? Parasara Muni. We'll give a round of applause together. Very good. When Parasara Muni was 7-year-old, Markandeya Rishi saw Parasara Muni, and Markandeya Rishi immediately offered Dandavat pranams to this 7-year-old Parasara, because he recognized that this is a Bhagavatottama devotee. He's an advanced Vaishnava, like that. So there is also one story. Once one American came, and he has been coming to classes, and he's attending Kirtan, eating Prasadam. He's even doing service once in a while. So he asked Prabhupada, I like all of your program. I like Kirtan, Prasadam, class, everything amazing. But I don't feel like doing Dandavat pranams. I don't feel like falling on the floor and offering obeisances to Guru or Krishna. Then Prabhupada said, first you do, then you will feel like doing it. First, by doing, we reduce our false ego. It's very painful for the false ego. It's the most subtlest thing to get rid of. To think I am somebody is one of the most difficult things to get rid of. We may even be able to get rid of the material desires we have. We may no longer be attracted to the opposite gender. But this false ego is the most subtlest. It's the last thing that will leave the conditioned soul, it seems, from the material world. So Prabhupada said, first you do, then the feeling will come. Because mercy flows downwards. So, there is a funny story. I was sharing this in one of our japa. Once one devotee invited other devotees to come to his home. And the devotees saw everything, wonderful altar, very nice, Jagannath, all everything very beautiful, Prabhupada. But then they saw one Mataji's picture. They asked, who is this? The person said, she is my ex-girlfriend. She dumped me. Because of her only, I became frustrated in material life, and then I began to inquire spiritually. So she is also my guru. The devotee said, the mood is good, but it's not authorized that you worship her on the altar. You keep her thank her, be grateful to her, but please remove the picture. So how to choose guru? Ex-girlfriend is not a guru. They must have great qualities. There is one pastime of Shankaracharya, right after he took sannyas. He was wearing lion cloth, he left his hometown, and as he was going, he came near a town. And as he was approaching the town, there was a huge banyan tree. And under that banyan tree, he saw a peculiar image. He saw that a cobra and many frogs are sitting next to each other peacefully. Shankaracharya thought, this is interesting. So he went there. And when he saw, he realized that there must be a great personality around. Because whenever there is a great personality around, the animosity of living entities goes down. The competitive nature goes down. The fault-finding nature goes down. Lust goes down. Anger goes down. So whenever we are in a spiritual association like this, you will feel like that. I'm able to control my senses like that. So Shankaracharya understood like this. Eventually he looked for who that personality is, and eventually he found, I think that name is Govinda Pada. His spiritual master is Govinda Pada, and he took initiation from him and he became Shankaracharya later on. So how to choose guru? First of all, of course, there are many conditions. This session is probably not all in all. We'll have a separate session for that. Srila Prabhupada is our Siksha Guru, because Srila Prabhupada is no longer on planet Earth. He cannot see us, what is our tendencies, what is our cheating propensity and things like that. So he cannot give us specific instructions. And also time, place, circumstance. 50 years ago, situations were different. No smartphones. You ask Prabhupada, Prabhupada never mentions anywhere about how to not chat with phone. So you need a living guru for various reasons. One is because they can give time, place, circumstance, teachings of Shastra which are relevant for us in this day and age. Number one. Number two, we will see their example and see how to apply Shastra. Otherwise, everybody, you can justify any behavior based on some example from some Shastra. This personality did like this, I can also do. This personality did like this, I can also do. Like that we will think. So, we need a living guru. Some temples, they take initiation directly from Srila Prabhupada. It's not authorized. So, we must have initiation from a living guru who is bona fide, following the Guru Parampara properly. Only from them can we accept initiation. I hope that's clear. And there is something called Vapu and Vani. Sometimes people ask, oh, so will Guru sit with us, give guidance on every aspect of life? No, they don't. Srila Prabhupada met his spiritual masters handful of times. Only 3 or maybe 5 times like that. My spiritual master met Srila Prabhupada a handful of times. And most often, Srila Prabhupada says, the only question I always ask my spiritual master is, how can I serve you? But through their books, through their example, everything becomes clear in due course of time. So there is something called Vapu. We can directly serve them. Any opportunity we get to serve a spiritual personality, our spiritual teachers, we take that, and that will be very cherishable for us. I had the opportunity of driving my spiritual master a few times. Some of the best moments I remember. Very simple, very beautiful, simple interactions. I remember Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu and me were Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu was driving once, and I was sitting in the back, and he asked, Maharaj was asking, Prabhu, please tell me about yourself. And then I volunteered, Maharaj, can I share about Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu? He is so humble, he will not share much, so I spoke about him like that. So we had such, and we cherished them, those few instances. But his Vani is the most important, because all the instructions are there recorded, and his life example are available through so many mediums. Senior disciples sharing how Maharaj dealt in a particular situation. So you know, how can I behave, how can I deal with when a similar situation arises. So this is more important. And finally, this is a chicken egg problem. You pray to Krishna and Krishna shows Guru. And once you find a bona fide Guru, through Guru's instruction, Guru will show you Krishna. It feels like a catch-22, but it's not. When you are sincere and pray to Krishna, chant attentively, then in your heart, you will feel attraction to a spiritual personality. We will watch a short video and then we will conclude. It's in Hindi. I'll just... Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is Prabhupada's spiritual master. So there were floods in Kolkata. So one time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was in a car going somewhere, and then one disciple was just coming, and it was floods are all around, water till this level, something like that. We'll continue.
देखा कि ना गुरुदेव आए, अभी बारिश का मौसम है, झमाझम बारिश हो रही है, बारिश हो रही तो इतना कि जिसमें कीचड़ इकट्ठा हो गया। अब कीचड़ भी इकट्ठा कितना है, इतना कीचड़ हो रखा है। अब इसमें ये है, उसकी पत्नी है, उसके बच्चे हैं, इनको साथ देके अभी जा रहा था। तो सामने से श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद जी जा रहे थे। उसने जब ये देखा कि ना गुरुदेव जा रहे हैं, उसने वहीं के वहीं साष्टांग दंडवत किया। आप सोचिए अगर ऐसे 1.5 फुट पानी भरा हो, कीचड़ भरा हो, तो अगर आप दंडवत करते हैं तो आप पूरे के पूरे सबमर्ज हो जाएंगे कीचड़ के अंदर। और हमारे सारे आचार्यों में सबसे लंबा प्रणाम मंत्र किसका है? श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद जी का, राइट? पूरा प्रणाम मंत्र बोल करके फिर वो उठा तो पूरा कीचड़ 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 है। और ये देख लिया श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद जी कि मेरे शिष्य ने कीचड़ में पूरा सबमर्ज हो करके प्रणाम किया। तो श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद जी भी कीचड़ में उतर आए, गाड़ी रुकवाई, कीचड़ में उतर आए। और यहां देखा शिष्य खड़ा हुआ है, शिष्य के पूरे शरीर पे कीचड़ है, लेकिन 2 जगह कीचड़ नहीं था, यहां, क्योंकि आंखों के अश्रुओं ने कीचड़ को यहां से साफ कर दिया। सो ओनली दीज 2 प्लेसेस, यहां पर बस कीचड़ नहीं था, बाकी सब कीचड़ कीचड़। तो श्री भक्ति साहब महाराज ने कहा, तुमको प्रणाम करने की क्या आवश्यकता थी? इतना कीचड़ है, तुम्हें पूरा दंडवत कर दिया, ऐसे बस कर रहे थे जय गुरुदेव करके, जैसे कलयुग में लोग करते हैं शॉर्टकट वाला। तुमने ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया? तुमने पूरा ऐसा क्यों समझ हो गई? तुमने क्यों किया प्रणाम मेरे को? तो डिसाइपल बोला, गुरुदेव आपके चरणों में किए गए ये प्रणाम ही तो मेरा एकमात्र धन है, और मेरे पास और है क्या गुरुदेव? तो जब उसने ये बोला तो श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत महाराज की आंखों में झरझर आंसू आ गए। मेरे शिष्य का कितना प्रेम है मेरे से। तो श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत महाराज जो है उस वक्त और कुछ बोले ही नहीं, बस ऐसे हाथ किया और चले गए। सो कभी कभी इतना आशीर्वाद होता है कि वो आशीर्वाद शब्दों में बयान नहीं हो सकता, ऐसा। बट यस, ही वाज ड्यूटीफुल। अगर गुरुदेव आए हैं तो गुरुदेव को प्रणाम करना तो बनता है, और ये मेरी ड्यूटी है। यस।
When I heard that, my primary language is not Hindi, but I understood the essence of this. That the only 2 places that didn't have dirt on his face were this, because out of gratitude, because imagine you're suffering in a 3rd grade cell for many years, many decades, and somebody brings you out. How much grateful will you be? How much gratitude will we have for them? So when you remember this, your heart will naturally become soft. And any moment you think like this, out of gratitude, you're just, naturally tears will come. So this is such a beautiful story. And love means service. And selfless service. That's what we're all gonna do more and more. Prabhupada once gave initiation to one person and he named him Dhananjaya Das. Do you know what Dhananjaya means? Dhananjaya Das. What does Dhananjaya means? What's that? It's a name of Arjuna. Dhana means wealth. Jaya means winner. Oh, winner of wealth. So Dhananjaya Das Prabhu, he thought, Prabhupada gave me this name. So maybe I should earn lot of money, or I should collect lot of Lakshmi, lot of money, and maybe bring it as donation. And he was thinking, but I am not able to do anything. And he was meditating and for many months. And after few months, he was reading a section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where he read, there is a mountain made of gold, Meru Parvat. And then he went to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, is it true that there is a mountain of gold? Prabhupada said, yes. Dhananjaya Prabhu asked, do you know where it is? Prabhupada said, yes. Dhananjaya Prabhu asked, can you tell me where it is? Prabhupada said, yes. But why do you want to know? And Dhananjaya Prabhu said, Prabhupada, our temple is not very rich. We can certainly get some gold. If I know where it is, I will go and get maybe 20-30 kilos of gold. Then we will be able to make more prasadam, distribute it to more people, print more books, give it to more people. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, but more valuable than gold. He said, instead of getting me 20 or 30 kilos of gold, get me 20 or 30 devotees who are committed. He said, devotees are better than gold. Devotees are like touchstones. Gold, touchstone. Touchstone, I think, okay, I want to turn this into gold, and I touch, this turns into gold. I touch this, it turns into gold. He said, devotees are like that. Devotees can, you may have the biggest temple, best facilities, but if people are not following what is there in Shastra, and they don't lead exemplary life, they don't feel satisfied in their own sadhana, what can they do? You may have the best facilities. He said, but if we have devotees who are committed, sincere, have realized the truths of the Shastra, then they can make big temples if that's the desire of Krishna. So devotees are like touchstones. They can turn whatever they touch into gold. And he went on, he said, but actually devotees are not touchstones. They are even better than touchstones. Touchstone, it can turn other things into gold. But I can't take this and touch something else into turn into gold. But devotees turn others into touchstones. So the devotees make more devotees. Those devotees make more devotees. And this parampara goes on like that. So the highest form of service we can all do. But before that, one quote from my spiritual: devotional service is not a job, it's a privilege. Anytime you get an opportunity to serve, grab it with both the hands. Because it's a privilege. You don't know how many lifetimes you waited for this opportunity. So we'll conclude with that. So we read, we discussed, YouTube is not our guru. Nor can we read on our own. Because you need personal connection. Then only you will be able to reduce your false ego and humbly submit at someone and get guidance. And we read beautiful purport of 4.34. Tadvidi Pradipadena. I hope many of you memorized. And we discussed also about how to choose Guru. So we will pause here. Any comments, questions, reflections? I was going to say any questions you have, I'm going to ask Achyut Chaitanya Prabhu, but he is raising hand. We will see what he has to say. No. Mataji, please go ahead first. I will direct Prabhu's question to Bal Mukund Prabhu. I don't think I'll answer. I'll be able to answer also.
I'm just asking, so if everything is there, the Vani of a Guru is there, the devotees association, and it is there in the books and all, why do we actually, then to the Guru what we inquire? Because if everything is there, what personal thing we can inquire from a Guru or how he can help?
He is helping. This is one of my favorite quotes. I'm sure Madhavi Mataji remembers this because she liked it last time I mentioned. The best charity one can give is, Mataji, remember? Is the charity of one's example. So, Guru is giving us his example on how to live in 2025, how to apply Shastra in 2025. How can you be untouched by the corruptions that exist in the material world, the allurements that exist in the material world, number one. Number two, of course, this also you can hear from others and probably get also. But love is something that you can have only with another person. So the small interactions, like small children, for example, they're giggling and then you're remembering and then, wow, my child is beautiful. And it gives you, even when they become teenagers and they go to college and leave, you still remember their childhood. Wow, such a sweet time like that. So what Guru gives us is this memories that can never be weighed with gold even. So we will, the small interactions that we have, they become our treasure. So those are the two things that I can think of. Very good. Any other comments, questions?
I have a clarification and a question. So, what do you mean by Shastra? So, no.
Can I?
Not abstract. Continuation. So, when you say that I cannot read Shastra and become perfect, do you even intend that Shastra includes Bhagavad Gita as well? Okay, so in that case, why are we distributing Bhagavad Gita? Because we have to choose Guru and go with that. Like, we cannot read Bhagavad Gita and become perfect. Why are we even distributing Bhagavad Gita?
Perfect question. Because we have a printing press that can print books, but we don't have a cloning machine that can distribute gurus. No, that's a joke. I remember I received Bhagavad Gita. It laid on shelf for 7 years before I opened it. And then when I eventually started reading, I didn't understand most of it. But then eventually, somehow, because wherever there is sincerity, Paramatma guides us. It's all right. Hey, looks like you're interested in Bhagavad Gita. Go here. Meet these people. And then he arranges meetings in such a way that all of us sitting here is not some random chance. It's a divine arrangement that looking at our sincerity and desire for spiritual progress, Krishna will guide us to appropriate association. And eventually, so in that sense, book is like that seed that you needed. Without the book, if you don't see the Bhagavad Gita every day, that desire to read Bhagavad Gita may not come only. So many of us need that guilt to be developed to such a level, then only we will step out of our comfort zone and go to ISKCON or so we are planning to start a new batch Jan 17th. I think we have about 130 registration, 130 people registered. So I'm sure most of them heard about Bhagavad Gita, had a desire to read Bhagavad Gita, and they may even have a copy of Bhagavad Gita. But I can also tell you most of them have probably not read most of Bhagavad Gita. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you. Okay, one final comment, question, and then few logistics to discuss for next week.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
My question is, say we accept a guru from our heart and follow his Vani and his teachings, and we are doing follow, versus taking a Diksha? What is the difference between the two? Or
So we have an advanced Guru topic coming up in our next course. So we will mention more details there. But what's the difference between taking a Diksha? Hopefully at least you will understand, if not for others. Difference between taking Diksha from someone versus just, I accept Guru in my heart. Is like loving someone in your heart versus marrying someone officially. It's like that. Because there is power in the ritual of marriage. There are so many people watching you. You're doing so many promises to keep. Because you are doing it publicly, you are bound by some of them. So even when the mind tricks you, it's okay, today your Guru not so important today, you will still remember, no, I made a promise in front of deities, in front of so many people, how can I do that? And then also, it's Shastra. Shastra says that you must accept a Guru in Parampara. You must take Diksha from them. So, of course, how the Diksha is given, there are variances on how that is done. But yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, there are no more comments. So, we will do our famous Gauranga Nityananda stretch. Oh, Prabhu, you had a comment or a question? Okay. So, we will go for Gauranga Nityananda and then Okay, so this time we will do Gauranga and Nityananda. Ready? You have to stretch. Try to reach the ceiling as high as possible. And say Gauranga also. So this is Bhakti Yoga. Both combined. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Gauranga Nityananda. 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 Gauranga
Nityananda. So we have a few logistics I want to discuss, but before that, so we sent a feedback form. Some of you responded. So it's helpful for us because we want to know what are the needs of people. One of the things that was requested is please go deep. So we will make some arrangements to do that. But of course, we also understand for most people, some of you are looking for a deep philosophy. But please do also understand that there are others who want practical applications, who still want to understand the basics much more. So we will try a balance. We will try to create a separate forum for these deeper discussions eventually, Krishna willing. But one thing I want to request is here for purification. Please don't come here for knowledge only. Knowledge, as I said, is available in YouTube. Now with Gemini and ChatGPT, you don't even have to watch the entire 1.5 hours also. Please give me the summary, all important points of this class. It will tell you, these are the 5 points. 1 minute, you are done. Do you know you will be able to internalize just by reading 5 bullet points like that? No. Especially spiritual knowledge. Krishna is so trickster, he will not reveal knowledge like that. As I said, it's not so much of an intellectual exercise. It's more of a heart, humbly coming. The effort that you take to come here, sit here, attentively hear. Especially it is mentioned when we hear in an association, it is the sincerity of 50 people multiplied. So if you have only 1% sincerity, everybody 1% sincerity put together, your sincerity is at 50% now. So your ability to receive knowledge and practice it, realize it is much more. So we will do our best efforts to ensure everybody's needs are met. But please don't take that as an excuse. What was the topic today? This I know. No, not needed. So that's not the case. If you go to ISKCON temple, for example, every Sunday the topic seems almost similar, but that doesn't mean devotees stop coming, because we don't go there for knowledge. We go there for purification, for association, for inspiration, like that. So, some of you wanted to take notes and share notes. So we created a separate group. So if you are interested in note taking and sharing and reading, you may join this group. We will share the link also in the announcement, so you are welcome to do that. And one of the things that we are doing better this year is we have created our Gita class calendar. So we have outlined what is our plan for 2026. I hope you're able to see maybe a little more. Okay, just wanted to quickly. So Jan 17th, we will have a new batch starting. So the new batch will be here in the main hall, and we will be covering in 8 sessions. We will be covering the Gita Essence, is what so we're calling Gita Essence course, and we'll have a break for President's Day, and then we'll continue. Our existing batch, which is all of you, you're welcome to join these sessions if you would like a refresher. Some of you who have missed some of these sessions, I recommend that you go through them again. It's very fundamental, jam-packed, beautiful sessions that will be very beneficial, because when the foundation is strong, the house becomes stronger naturally. And parallelly, we will also have what we are calling as Gita summary course. So we will have that in the garage. We will have all of you be there, and we will cover for the next 8 sessions. This is our roster.
So that means we are going to have 2 classes.
2 classes parallelly.
Okay, got it.
And with the groups, we're going to keep it separate. You will not get RSVP form for this. You'll only get for that. So if you are interested, you're welcome to come. No problem.
Same timing.
Same timing. So I want to take this opportunity to introduce both Achyut Chetan Prabhu and Bal Mukund Prabhu. Bal Mukund Prabhu is a wonderful Vaishnava. He has been practicing Krishna consciousness for many decades. He is one of the more humble person you will meet. Some of us have the experience of meeting him in our retreat. He is so down to earth. It's we may mistake him to be our friend, ordinary person like that, but he is an amazing personality, so humble, so accessible, so friendly, so joyful all the time. He's kindly agreed to take some of the sessions and take us through Bhagavad Gita. So we will thank him and appreciate his session. And we have Achyut Chetan Prabhu hiding in the corner. He's our copy-paste guru. So he's the one who started these type of Bhagavad Gita classes almost now 8 years, 9 years, I don't know. And every week, both Prabhu and Mataji, they have been running these sessions in San Jose, and they are one of the more successful sessions. And Prabhu is so meticulous. Shyamu Kumari tells me that you should learn time management from Prabhu. I said, yeah, one day. What to do? I am intoxicated by Krishna Katha. Sometimes when I am sharing, I don't know the time, and I look, how is it 7 already? I think. So please pray. Prabhu is also a wonderful cook. Both Prabhu and Mataji, you cannot imagine how much service both of them do. So they are there. They have Thursday evening, they have home program, and then Saturday they go for book distribution, and Tuesday they serve, I think, in Stanford and many places like that. So he is a wonderful devotee, extraordinary personality. So it's our good fortune. He's also an excellent speaker. It's amazing actually. The way he presents, you'll, I'm sure, find. So you may probably demand me. Shyam Prabhu, is it possible to get Chichiran? Mataji will kill me if I pull Prabhu every week. After few weeks, his wife will complain to my wife. But we'll be happy to take his association whenever possible. So we will thank him and look forward to his association. Haribo. So we will be little more systematic in our approach. So those of us who are able to attend 80% of the times, and we will also have quizzes, the fun Kahoot quizzes, which we all enjoy. It's a good competition and all that. We're planning to introduce two things. One is we will give prizes for 1, 2, 3 prize. So you have extra motivation. You not only get the bragging rights, but you'll also get some extra gifts. Number one. Number two, it'll also go towards the certificate. We require 80%, very high standard, 80% pass rate for our quiz. No retake. Because only take is here live. No online. So we'll have those periodically. And then another important thing is, as you can see here, something called Bhakti Steps Festival registration. I'm going to share more information about this, but this is a very systematic training and gradual progression on the path of bhakti. Around the world in ISKCON they do this. So we are trying to introduce this here. I'll share more information. I don't want to overwhelm you at this point. We have wonderful plans, and so we will share more information about this right before Sri Ramanavami. So in essence, what this Bhakti Steps is, people make a commitment saying, okay, I want to chant 1 round. So there are 6 levels actually. So the first level is called Shraddhavan. Shraddha means faith, Shraddhavan, someone who has faith. So someone who has heard enough. These are all optional. So if you feel inspired, you're welcome to commit to some of these levels. Shraddhavan level means you are committing to chant 1 round every day. No weekend, no weekday, every day, 1 round. And then you will read, there is a book called Science of Self-Realization. From that, chapter 1, very small. And the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. That's it. No. That's even level 2 actually. Level 1 is just chant 1 round, know the basic Prasadam prayers, Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, that's it. Level 2 is 4 rounds, and then you make a commitment to read Science of Self-Realization, 1 chapter, Bhagavad Gita introduction, which is about 40 pages. So that's it. So we will give 6 months of opportunity for you to stabilize your sadhana, where whatever commitment you make, we will arrange some helpful, friendly groups, smaller groups, where you will get encouragement, nourishment, support, people calling you and encouraging you like that, because we all need. Frankly, Kali Yuga is not the best time for self-realization, so we all need help. So we will have a little more organized way to bhakti, where we will get help, where we will have broken down goals, because right now it feels like, I have to become a pure devotee. I have to completely surrender. Even when there is flood water, I must offer obeisances. That looks little out of reach for me. So better not do anything. That's the material mind for us. So we are breaking down into smaller steps. 16 rounds, oh, I can't do that. Better not do. Okay, please do 1 round. Like that. So we will introduce much more information about that. Right before Sri Ramanavami, I cannot think of this as anything but Krishna's plan. So we will have right before Sri Ramanavami 1 festival, where this will be on March 21st. We will have opportunity. We will have registration sent out 3 weeks before, so you have time to register, think, discuss, and all that. And then we will make a commitment on this particular day. We will have a celebration here, where you can make a commitment, and we will form various groups to help you. And right after that, we will start our next course called Gitamrita course. This is a very beautiful course that we are deriving from Radheshyam Prabhu. It's a beautiful mix of practical spirituality, stories from Srimad Bhagavatam, and very deep philosophy, like we discussed today. For example, some of it is a little heavy, but it's going to be a wonderful combination of stories, analogies, verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. So I hope you will relish. This is 15 sessions. So we will go from March till, and then we also left few placeholders for visiting sadhus in case, inevitably by Krishna's mercy, we need help and they come, and we will have some placeholders for visiting sadhus. Some of the discussions like social service or God service. Piyush ji has been waiting for this for quite some time. I'm sure many of you are. So we will have, there are many beautiful topics to be discussed here. Dhruv Maharaj, lessons from the story of Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, the deeper topics about test of a true master, under test of a true disciple. What are the qualifications? Like that, so we will discuss. We will also have Karma Advanced, which is a topic we have not been able to cover so far. Some of the thing, so we will gonna have a fun time going through this particular course. It's a 15 session course, and we will conclude that course right before Janmashtami. So 6 months after March, right before September, we're going to have another Bhakti Steps Festival, where you have an opportunity again to stabilize and then make a commitment to go to the next level again. And we will continue with various other courses. So we are thinking of introducing Bhakti Yoga at Home course. It's a 5 or 6 session course. And then Spiritual World. I'm considering between do we want more deep philosophy or deep stories, mellow, wonderful pastimes, or seminar for relationship management, anger, spouse, children, parenting, like that. So we will leave both options on the table at this moment. As we go forward, we'll see whichever ones makes best sense for everybody. And then, oh, by the way, I skipped. We will have July 4th spiritual retreat for 2 nights, and we will have Thanksgiving spiritual retreat for 3 nights, and we will have Gita Champion. Where is it? On May 9th, we will have the verses listed out, and everybody loves Gita Champion, so we will do it 2 times. Again, right before Gita Jayanti, the day Bhagavad Gita has been spoken. And this time, Gita Jayanti, we want to plan better, and we will recite the entire Bhagavad Gita in English. It's going to take about 5 hours, 5.5 hours with breaks. We'll make it fun. We will probably have quiz, and we'll have, of course, Prashadam, Kirtan, and all that stuff. So we will figure out a better plan for Gita Jayanti this time. So you can finally say that I have read the entire Bhagavad Gita. So, and you are not lying when you say that. So we will facilitate that. It's much easier to do it in a group, and it's so blissful. So we will have that experience. So end of the year 2026. And then we will end the year with our signature New Year Eve Kirtan party. So that's the plan for 2026. Any comments, questions? Haribo! Any comments, questions? Maybe questions only, anything. Okay, what else? Okay, I did show. We also have a calendar. It's okay. I'll just share the link. You can take a look. When will different programs take place, and all that you can see. We're also introducing something called Bhakti Buddy groups. One of the challenges of hosting a big program like this, we are very grateful we are able to do it. But one guilt that has developed in my heart and has been going on for quite some time is I'm not able to connect with everyone personally. And similarly, I think people also expressed desire to have a more smaller group where they have connection among themselves. Sometimes, because we are such a large group, when one person stops coming, nobody notices actually, except a couple of us who keep track. Arey, what is this? Arey, they haven't come for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Many times even the person who is not coming doesn't realize he has not been coming for 4 weeks. So and to have accountability. So usually we do better with accountability. So we plan to have the smaller Bhakti Buddy groups, so that eventually within our own small group we can have very strong relationships and help each other, inspire each other much more, and have accountability also. Everybody else is chanting, I am not chanting, then you will feel okay, maybe I can also, and they'll give a helping hand as well. So we will form something like this. Radheshyam Prabhu mentions about C cube T E cube. We connect with people, cultivate, communicate, cultivate, train, educate, empower, and engage. So these are different levels somebody in their bhakti progresses towards. So we have identified few people who have been going well, who are nicely speaking, both wife and husband nicely following. So we identified some of them, and we are going to request them to be servant leaders. But all of you are actually leaders. When I look at, as I was mentioning during New Year, when I think about you have achieved so much in your own life, and all of you are excellent leaders, and I look forward to your help when we bring in the new batch. As I said, we are expecting, I think, 30, I don't know how many families will show up, but at least so far about 150 people registered. I waitlisted, I said now waitlisting, we will open up, I mean, I am allowing them to register so we can add them, but so we need, next week when more people come, we need each of you to take care of at least one new person. These Bhakti Buddy groups, I'm going to show how we divided. We followed some logic. People who are already friends with oneself, similar age, maybe all teens we put together, all youth, all married couples without kids, we put them together because naturally. So like that. People with all young kids, diaper kids, we put them together so they can talk about their diaper problems and all that. So the main thing is, when you're the goal of this Bhakti Buddy group is friendship. That is the essence. And maybe once in a while, inspiration and guidance. But primarily, just become friends within your small group. Of course, these are all not hard boundaries per se. Nothing like that. You're welcome to still talk to other people, hang out with them. But just to facilitate longer, deeper relationships, then so please first try to cultivate in your own group better relationships, and then so today we're going to do a trail run. Some of you got the badges, but I think not all of you got. I think Prabhu is going to make badges for everyone. So we're going to make a trial run today. So we're going to divide into 6 groups, and it's color coded. And you will see what that means. But when you are taking prasadam, I would like to request that all people in one group, today also, today of course, you know everybody, I know you are attracted to other groups, but that's okay. But today please practice, come together and discuss about some of the things you can discuss with new people. How can you make them home, and what can you do, and things like that. Get to know each other better. I would like to request Prabhus to sit with Prabhus within that group, and then Matajis to sit with Matajis. So all the spouse, wife, husband, they are in the same group. So that way they can give a signal, time to go home. Otherwise, before I reveal the groups, I just wanted to read these 2 verses. For those who explain, for one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come to me. And Krishna is telling this in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. From mission-like life to missionary life. If you want to take the message of Bhagavad Gita and help others in their own spiritual journey, Krishna is telling you that you are the best servant. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he or she, nor will there ever be one more dear. So one who explains Bhagavad Gita, helps them in their own journey through their example, number 1, and maybe when possible, when needed, through their words. Those are the best servants. So we can all do our part by lifting others. What is that? We rise by lifting others. So by trying to help others, we get uplifted. So with that, these are the 6 groups we divided, and we will color coded, as I said. Easy to remember. Balaji Prabhu is blue, Ramesh Prabhu is red, Ram Swarup Prabhu, Lord Sri Ram, is green color, so Ram Swarup Prabhu is green. Sakshi Mataji is pinkish violet, so Sakshi Mataji is violet. Anu Prabhu is like sun, orange. Mohit Prabhu is the only one. I couldn't figure out the connection between brown and Mohit Prabhu. ChatGPT suggested mud, Mohit. I didn't like the analogy, but anyway. So that's those are the 6 groups, and we will have. I hope Vivek will give the badges. I don't know. I think maybe he's already writing and bringing all of them together. So please put those badges. And I also requested Ranjiji as a trail run that we are all going to go as a group in this order. So first blue group will go, next this group will go to take prasadam. Today we are not too many people. Next week also I don't think it will be so congested, but I think it's better to be a little more organized. So because we'll do this for next 8 weeks, so better we'll be a little more organized so that we will get more time to spend with each other. So this is the order. Ranjiji, I printed a sheet for you, so you don't have to memorize this. You can follow that sheet to send people in this order to take prasadam, and once they come, we arranged different rooms for you to, as I said, we vacated, made more space in our bedrooms also, so we will use all of them. So we're happy to facilitate. We're grateful that Krishna has given us the opportunity. I listed few principles for connecting with new people. I won't take much of your time, but I just want to quickly read that service attitude is the main one, not the teaching attitude. Conquer the heart before the head. So let them feel our affection. Listen more than you speak. This is a breakthrough for me. When I understood that actually I like people who listen to me more, then I understood, okay, this is the secret to form a relationship. If you want to impress others, don't speak about yourself. Just hear about them and genuinely appreciate the good that you see in them. Not superficial, oh, very nice, you have this, you have... No, but genuinely. But remember, because Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschin Yatate Siddhe, out of thousands of people, hardly one looks for perfection. They are coming here to learn Krishna consciousness means this is a very special soul. So any good qualities you see in them, it's not an artificial praise. It's a genuine praise. So when you find any good in them, please do. And do not hijack their story. Many times we have this tendency. Hey, I also fell in my childhood while riding bicycle, and then my mother took me to hospital, this, that. So you can empathize with them. Oh yeah. Even I had that experience. And then let them, encourage them to speak more. Connect with them more. Glorify good you see. Suspend philosophy correction. Sometimes people, they may say, God, for me, Supreme God is this person only. And they say, no. Recently only we had one God or many gods. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. No need. As I said, we will first give them tonic, let them get the medicine of tonic, and then eventually. This is another important thing. It may take some time for us. If we want to become instruments of compassion, our tone, how we speak, how we smile even, the other person will feel encouraged, welcomed. Sometimes I talk to people, they're like, oh, okay. So then the other person is thinking, maybe he doesn't like what I'm sharing. Maybe I should get out of here then. So do not rush people towards chanting rules and commitments. I know none of you will, because we usually don't do that. Invite sharing, not interrogation. Huh? Where did you go? Huh? leave them feeling lighter, not heavier. So they should feel I shared my heart with someone. They should feel like that. Speak from we, not you. You are struggling with this? No problem, you will get better at this. So always speak from the platform on which they are located. So we all are struggling. When you hear that statement, no, you feel, oh yeah, actually I'm getting support here. When the speaker says, for example, you guys are rotting in the material world, you are thinking, who is this guy to tell me? But you hear the same sentence, we are all rotting in the material world. You are thinking, yeah, this person empathizes with me. Whether you agree with that statement or not, at least you are thinking, okay, yeah, possible, maybe. Yeah. So like that. Avoid displaying your knowledge and seniority. I have been coming for 3 years. I already read Bhagavad Gita 9 chapters. So, no, we don't have to impress them with our knowledge. Just being a kind devotee is preaching. Just be kind. Just give your ears attention, encourage them, non-judgmental, smiling, helpful. So I look forward to each of you. There is one more. Don't force growth. Just water the root, fan the spark. Don't flood them. Where little sapling will. Okay, so we're going to have the name tags. We're going to take prasadam together. We have the assigned rooms. Discuss, reflect on some of these points that I shared, and plan how we're going to welcome these 100 more devotees. I think maybe at least 60 of them will show up. I'm hoping maybe if more show up, then we'll be a little worried next week. But anyway, we will do our best to welcome them, and please do your part. So thank you very much for considering my questions. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions before we head for prasadam?
What is the parking situation going to be for the 7th?
I don't know how the parking situation outside. One thing I recommend is, if possible, you can drop people here. If possible, maybe we can all take the extra austerity of parking further away. So let us give the opportunity for these new people who are already fighting so many inner demons to come and attend this program. If we make it a little easier for them, I hope they'll probably appreciate that gesture, even though they may not know that we have left them at this point. But I think I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Thank you for that question, Datta Mataji. I didn't pay her to ask this question, but that's a very valid thing to. So please consider dropping your family and then park a little further out than what you usually park, if possible. That will help. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I Uber every time now.
Oh.
I'm not looking for parking, so I don't know. That's a suggestion.
Yes, good question. That's helpful. Any other comments, questions? So we will be doing Kirtan in the beginning. From next week onwards, some of you, we started Kirtan early today. So if possible, please do come sharp 5. So we're going to start parallel classes, Kirtan here, and then 5:15 we're going to start the class. Achyuchedan Prabhu is not a person who will wait. He starts on time, stops on time. You come and then he's giving summary and you're thinking, okay, nice agenda. And he's done with class, then you don't be surprised. Okay, alright. So we will recite prasadam prayers. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishvaso Naiva Jayate Sharirara Vidyaja Jodendriyata Heka Jive Pele Vishay Sagare तार मध्य जिहायति लोभोमयी सुदुर्मति ताके चित कठिन संसारे कृष्णावरोधो यमोय कोरी बारी जिह्वा जाय స్వాప్రసాదన్నదిలో భాయ్ से अन्नामृत खाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गावो प्रेमे दाको चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीमद् भगवत महाप्रसादम की जय। निताय गौर हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो। निताय गौर हरि निताय गौर हरि बो हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौर हरि। टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ। Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We will go take prasadam by groups that Ranjit ji will call. Balaji, blue group first.
Hare Krishna. Blue group first, please go for prasadam. And once you take the prasadam, go to the small bedroom.